Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Recettear. We just finished our introduction with Louie, and are now going to actually spend some time with him. I don't think we really have anything worth getting back anywhere else, so we're just going to go ahead and dive straight in. The nice thing is, we do... Now, I do want to mention this real quickly. When we send adventurers out to the dungeons, we actually do have to pay a small fee to work with them. This is unless we get their, true card, which comes at the end of the game, usually, unless you're going for the last character, which is Arma. We'll talk about her later. Maybe. But until then, I have to pay a constantly increasing price as they level up. So, we're gonna go ahead and start with Louie, and there's nothing to really take, so we're just gonna go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Hall of Trials. So this is the dungeon. Just so. Welcome to the jungle, as they say. You know, aren't we just going to hold Louie back here? I mean, I'm not a monster slayer. I'm kind of scared. The two of us are perfectly safe. There's a protective field around the two of us. To the monsters, we may as well be invisible. Not quite. Why not? While in the field, we do not have to worry about the monsters. This is accomplished by making us virtually intangible to everything. Inside this place, we can directly manipulate nothing. Basically, the protective field that they have makes them like specters or ghosts, so they can't actually touch anything. This is why our adventure remains outside the field. So you guys can kind of see how this works. We pay the adventurer to go to dungeons and visit and loot. We take all the items from the adventurer that he collects. That's about everything. Now, we can upgrade our adventurers over time by selling them items, as funny as it is, or basically providing them with equipment. But it gets dangerous if we provide them with equipment and lose. Since we must carry him back, however, we can take very little else with us. One item at most. As we level up, we'll be able to take more. I'm not saying the character levels up, I mean our merchant level goes up. There's two different types of leveling in this game, but I won't let that really get to us yet. So we'll be able to bring as much as we can if we manage to get out of here alive. But if Louie goes down, our lovely little adventure, we do have to we basically lose everything. If we bring any equipment, we lose that, unless we choose to pick one of the items from that equipment back, so we don't lose everything. It's kind of rough. Also, we have a very limited inventory, so yeesh. Let's get to it. So it gives me the option to equip items in bag. I actually didn't bring anything. So this might be where the familiarity of this game actually comes into play here. So our characters level up by doing damage and killing things over time. You see those little rubies coming out of them actually upgrades our characters, which is the red circle on the bottom left of the screen next to the character portrait. Our characters just have special abilities. I don't remember if it's... Okay, it's B. It's B, or I think if it's a PS4 controller, I think that is circle? Yeah, I think that's circle. I need to get my cursor out of here before I mess that up again. So we're gonna keep diving around here. Let's see what I can find. Now, these dungeons are randomly generated for the most part. You don't exactly know what's gonna come each level. Ooh, hey, got an orange. So there's mob drops and chest items that we can get loot pretty much from every dungeon we go to. I don't think I need to explain the difference between these two. The type of items we get depends on the dungeon we're at. So, of course, the earlier dungeons bring us newer traps. Oh, I forgot, some of the chests are actually trapped too. Let's see if I can use this. By the way, when we level up, our HP maxes out and our SP maxes out. XP allows us to use abilities like I just did on these guys. Some of the chests are trapped, which are denoted by when you hit them, an exclamation mark appears above the character. There's an item that allows you to detect that, or you can play as another character that can immediately detect it, but we won't tell who that is until later. One of the something that's also important to note. Go to status and view the character, and you can see if they have any advanced modifiers to them. So in this case, Louie has a defense. Any ranged attack that's not magic based, I can actually deflect as long as I don't attack and look at it. because it's basically like the Legend of Zelda shield. It's extremely extremely useful. Also, we can crit, which is awesome. Can definitely turn the tide in a fight. So a lot of this is where I like to do a lot of dungeon crawling. It's not necessarily the most interesting part of the game mechanic because it's a lot of the same old, you know, hack slash adventure kind of thing. There are bosses which are fun to go through, but it's nothing too crazy. I think the core part of the game actually is in the economy side of it, but I do enjoy the general story as well as getting to know the other characters that exist in the universe and playing as some of them. Two of my favorites will be coming up later on when we get to that. Louie isn't really my favorite to do, but he is a pretty good character in himself, especially when further upgraded. Got an item. Clothes. No, windbreaker. I don't remember half these items I've used. He's dead. Woo! So the early game it starts off rather slow. There's not too much to worry about. Uh-oh. 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 I got this. Ah, there's still two of them alive. Oh yeah, you do take damage. Very easily. Thought I got them all. I wish I got them all, but I didn't. So, if our character's HP does hit 0, that is when the nightmare scenario happens. The slime's just looking at me like, why? Why do you hurt? Why must you hurt me? So it says side attack and... Ooh, mystery ingredient. So it says counterattack and side attack. That really isn't meaning anything. I mean, it's just illustrating what goes on. Obviously, you guys don't know what a side attack and a back attack are. Counterattack just means that they would have attacked in that frame if they were on top of you. This game does like some variant of like hit scanning. Also, the slimes aren't very smart. So it definitely is something to take advantage of with the slimes. Now the enemies do respawn. If you look at the bottom right of the screen, there's that map layout. They are the red triangles. They do Ooh, that was close. They do respawn, but it's nothing too crazy. And it's actually not a good idea to spend the entire time on a dungeon, because you actually can get hunted for doing that. Dungeons don't like being that level of grounded. Ow. Also, when you get hit, Recettear is concerned. And the urgency in her voice changes depending on how low the character's health is, which is very sad when it gets really low. Whoa, you jumped. I got bread. Delicious bread. Bread is like the biggest thing in this game. It is like the easiest thing to buy, easiest thing to set out. Hey, no punching. Don't you falcon punch me. Are you the punchy type? Which one are you? Oh, gotcha. Hey, you dropped the sword. Actually, we can use that right now. So what we do, nice thing is we get something like that. Oh, okay, I was gonna say, we can use that. So his attack just went up because of that. There's a dagger. So sometimes we'll get lucky and get stuff like that. And he has quite the wide range of an attack, which is great. I mean, obviously it depends by each character, but it's very nice to know like their attack range, especially with abilities, because my goodness, that makes all the difference. I should probably also mention, you can see they've got an attack stat, a defense stat, a magic stat, and an defense stat. I like playing well-rounded characters or high magic characters. So you'll see a lot more of them than you will anyone else. Aye. Ironically, the melee attack that guy does is considered a, just a standard attack. It's not magic, despite him actually setting his own hand on fire and punching with it. I guess if he wanted to be Captain Falcon, he's not trying hard enough. Aye! Don't do that. It's actually pretty easy to exploit the AI there, since when they're close enough, they'll try to immediately attack you, and if you just keep walking past them, you basically bait him into attacking, and that's all you gotta do. So he's gonna, here you go. that makes it very easy to take him on. The ones I hate the most, as I mentioned earlier today, or at least in a previous recording, are the mushrooms. They are the most sporadic enemies I know. And that's what I don't like about them. Dungeons are also limited based on the number of floors. A boss or break segment occurs every 5. Oh, how much more weight do I have? Or items can I carry? I can carry 9 more. Hey, that's good actually. Well, actually, it's not fantastic because that means I'm not getting much of drops, but it's working out fine. Okay, so watch. That's our defense attribute kicking in. Ah, that's a lot of slimes. Doggos, please. There we go. Good to go. Alright, I just said... I must have sing like the Neptunia song at that point. Here we go, good to go, Neptune. I don't know the actual words to that song. I feel like I am ashamed. Boop. Level up. Ooh. Oh, anti-venom. Okay, cool. So yeah, those are tentacle monsters. I don't want them to touch me because they actually heal when they damage me. You're the one that throws the rocks. Gotcha. That's a lot of you. I missed opportunity. So sad. I missed the opportunity to do it. Oh god. Oh my. Oh, you both throw rocks. Perfect. Coming. There you go. Oh, you're so dead. Hey, Taiyaki. Ah! Also, events can happen, and ones like those are non-discriminative. Yes, got him. Tentacles, please, stay away. The worst part is all the enemies actually have harder variants of themselves in higher dungeons, and will get increased attributes. The thing I hate the most are the upgraded tentacle ones because my god are they fast. Especially when map modifiers kick in. I don't think we'll get any of those yet, but you'll see what I mean when we get to them. Because those are... they can be pretty nerve-wracking. Up. Whoop. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. Alright. Cool. Slime fluid, get. Still here. Oh, jeez. One thing that's also nice is as you level up the character, they actually get more health and SP as well as getting a refill. Ooh. I think I could use that right now too. Might as well use everything I can at the moment. This should increase our magic defense if I remember correctly. It does by 5, not bad. It's better on certain characters, I know, but I don't think we have any magic-based attacks yet. It's nice that the game does show their health, because it makes it a lot easier for me to know how much I have left. Almost done with this dungeon. I think we're gonna hit a cutscene pretty soon, because I think there's only 5 floors to this dungeon. Oh yeah, by the way, the event is notified, an event in a room is notified by, her screaming like she does. Level 7 in one dungeon, that's actually decent for this. Of course, the more we level, the more XP it takes, obviously. I think we're good. And here we are at floor 5, the break room. That's a pretty big chest. Donovan, don't you dare. Did I do it? I did, didn't I? Yeah, that's it. The Hall of Trials. Speaking of which, the Hall of Trials is basically just a test dungeon. There's nothing really dangerous in the Hall of Trials, and there's nothing really good for loot in the Hall of Trials, unless you're going for like introductory or starting tier items, which is meh. This is all well and good, but there is a few treasure chests just ahead. It behooves us to investigate thoroughly. Terry, you really do like going for the money, don't you? It's going to be like a flying ball of greed. Hey, Hey, now. Do love me some treasure. Don't worry, Tyr. I feel you on this. Really, you two completely misunderstand me. It's kind of hard not to misunderstand someone like that. This should be his card, if I remember correctly. Yep. Oh, cards. So these are the cards that you get. Whenever you see this on the screen from another character you don't know, that means you're getting their card, which means you're able to go with them on adventures. So the more of these you see, the better. We'd have to cross this demand your very first card. You really should think about who you want to give your first. No, I want this. I beg you, please take my card. Shut up and take my card. Thus begins our adventures with Louie, the swordsman. And this is the dungeon exit. They're just about to explain that, but I think you guys get what I mean. Yes, that's kind of referred to as the goho. What I mean is the door of return, I mean. If you enter that door, you can instantly return to town in an instant. Thus one has appeared because we've cleared the dungeon, but they are often encountered during normal exploration too. I believe they usually appear roughly every 5 levels or so. That's where the break room idea is. However, usually the break room has a boss room. It's usually a boss room. You'll get lucky with it occasionally, but usually nothing so much. Not at all. You can always head back to the floor that a door had that had a door on it. In fact, if you do not use a door, you do have to restart. So if we find a door, we should always use it. Almost always. If you need to rest or unload, then we should use the door. Remember though, returning home takes time. Furthermore, leaving ends the current contract with our companion. And we should have to rehire him or her and choose another one. Oh. If there's something specific in a dungeon that you desire, hence grinding, you can simply ignore the doors and press onward. Oh, okay, if you just want to, like, speed run through a dungeon. Time only passes when you leave a dungeon, and when you go into a dungeon first and then you leave the dungeon, that's when time passes. Time does not pass while you're in the dungeon, so you can spend as much time as you want on a dungeon. However, eventually you cannot go backwards, so if you're on the final floor, you can spend all the time there as you want, but you're not going to be able to go anywhere else besides that floor. Just to be sure in the future, please try to avoid referring to this as going home, yes? Okay. Now we do this, and boop! Bam. And this is everything we got. Which is perfect. Now we keep all that, which is fantastic for us. The only thing is we don't keep is anything that's literally has the tag Adventurer's Possession. So I'm gonna go ahead and put another thing of bread up here. Now the +1 means that it's got a better stat, which is nice if we want to craft things. I'm not too concerned about it now, especially since it is a +1. So I'm gonna put some of the food down. Put some clothes down here. Excuse me. That's a good wool hat. I think I'll pass on using that one. Souvenir charm. Cloth cape. Now it's usually not a good idea. Oh, something I should mention. With Tyr, you can actually look at the store's atmosphere, so you can see exactly, you know, if you're too gaudy, if you're too plain. Right now we're plain, but that's okay, because we really don't have access to anything. Light and dark will definitely dictate the type of audience you attract. So if it's too light, or if it's too dark, you want to attract like the younger kids and everything that actually could benefit you. But if it's too light, I don't think you'll get some of the darker characters that are very based in magic. Gaudy, you attract a lot less people because everything's too expensive. So you want to keep it around the middle, honestly. Also, it's never good to put ingredients. No one likes to see that, because that actually is considered dark. I'll put the longsword next to the food, because you never know. Someone might want to grab the bread and cut it. So yeah, Tyr is not, Tyr is cleaning off the timber there. So I'm gonna go ahead and just play this day out with 2 more door openings. Or shop openings. Oh, it's you. I usually don't hate characters as much, but this one can ruin your combo very easily. The only strat I've had against her is only going 10% and no more. The only time I'll go more is if the item's got a modifier on it. Which I'll explain about later. Also, you can't do much with Louie. I think let's try it. 115? Cool. I always start low and then work my way up. Because I don't know what the range is yet. Because I have heard that there's a growth modifier on this, so when you start off, people don't trust you as much, so you can't get away with as much as you would like. Looks like I got away with that there. So I usually try 110% to 115%. Then later on, I'll grow it a little bit, like up to 118, maybe even 120. But rarely does that work on the little girls. The little girls are usually 110 and nothing else. Although their dialogue is kind of cute. I mean, look at that double smile. You can't handle that. No one can handle that. When they don't accept the price is when it's a nightmare, because they look all teary-eyed and everything, and it's sad. So as you can see, the fun. Oh, something else to know. You can leave and go here and look around for things if you want to go buy things, but really isn't any benefit to doing that. Especially since if you go to the Merchants Guild, you won't be able to do as much there. I'm actually gonna go there and buy out some of the hats. Buy a shield. Let's get some of those armbands, because the armbands are extremely popular among the little girls. It's very helpful to get that. What's the process in this? I'll try that. That's the gamble with that, but we'll give it a shot. So, and that is end of day because of that. So this is where we kind of get it graded on. We did lose some money, but it's fine because we've got plenty of items to work with tomorrow. So, alright guys, that is going to do it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Oh, hang on. Let's see what these guys got to say first. Never mind, I will do the intro after the, or outro out of this. Sure, what's up? Considering the debt, I have a suggestion concerning its repayment. Do? Paying it all back at once is wholly beyond your means, so I recommend smaller weekly payments to slowly chip away at it. Which really doesn't work. You never told me how big it is. Oh, it's a pretty good amount. It's a pretty scary amount. I think you would. So yeah, our first payment is 10,000 pixels. We have about 5 days left, which should be pretty easy to do, I'd imagine. It will be displayed on the calendar in the main menu. Be sure to check it regularly. So, alright, that'll be it for this episode, guys. I hope you are enjoying this series. I know it's a little slow at the start, but it'll pick up very, very, very quickly, and will be it's always been a joy for me to play this game. So, anyway, guys, like, favorite, subscribe, do whatever you guys do on YouTube nowadays, and I will look forward to seeing you guys in the next video or stream that I do. Until then, I will see you all later.